Jack, wanting someone to feel. Yeah, always away from home, never bothering to phone. Why do you think Jack snuck down the hill? Oh, yes he did. Love he couldn't get from jail. Yeah, happy Friday. You made it through the work week. And look, those of you who ain't working, you made it through a different type of work week. You should just living is maintenance. It's work to live. This is a group I've been meaning to cover for a long time. People have been telling me to listen to them. Third Base out of Queens, New York. 3 members here. We got another trio, all 3 of them. MC Search, Prime Minister Pete Nice, and DJ Richie Rich. I used to love that movie Richie Rich back in the day. Macaulay Culkin. I just remember that nigga having a McDonald's in his basement. I thought that was the coldest shit ever. It's like Pete Nice was, going the college route. MC Search was kind of out doing the party. He was hitting the party scenes and already spitting, already starting to record. So he seems like the front runner, the push of this whole group, him and Pete Nice. So they all got together and then they formed this group called 3 the Hard Way, which that was their name before they changed it to Third Base. DefJam gets a hold of this group and they put out their first album, which we're doing tonight, the Cactus album. So they do a lot of their own production, but they did have outside producers like the Bomb Squad comes in on this. Prince Paul comes in on production on this on a few tracks. So Def Jam, they're not gonna let you really put anything out without them bringing some extra producers in to oversee what you got going on. Released 1989. 2 white boys in the rap group here. It's not the first, obviously. Beastie Boys. I think it's the first notable white boys of hip hop. Especially on wax. I think after that you get Vanilla Ice, and then I think these guys come up. You know what time it is. The intro sound brought me back to like this Little Rascals vibe, cause it's like that. That was my shit, Little Rascals, and I seen both of them, but I seen the 90s version first. And then my parents came back and showed me the old school version. It's good to compare those two. Anybody who's seen the newer one, go back and watch the old joint, because you're gonna get it's nuanced differences between the two, and the storyline is a little different, even though you got the same central theme. Whoa. I was not expecting that flow from MC Search right now. There's no way you knew that this was white boys when you first heard this. I know the whole hood was caught off guard. It's a slap that gets you. MC Search just burned it up on the first verse. Like, what the fuck? And then Pete Nice, I think, is the second guy. He's coming in off of like a totally different flow, almost like a West Coast flow. He coming in with Chuck D-ish, the way it's conversational and it's not everything just matching, a hi-hat or certain part of the beat. Man, these dudes sound so cool. They sound even cooler than like a Beastie Boys do to me. I know don't indict me, don't go crazy on me for saying something like that, but they got it from Beastie Boys, obviously. Beastie Boys started that white boy cool shit, obviously, especially in hip hop.
Fantastic Four, Phillies Four, Funky Five, Furious Five, Dickhead Six. It's on that too. What do you think about 3 Hard Dicks? 3 Hard Dicks is good too.
They got a stamp from Russell Simmons on there. It's just him talking about like how much he loved Third Base and how it's reminiscent of all the old school acts before him. And you got to remember, he's shouting them out early. Hip hop on wax had only been out for 8 years. Sinister. Nice. When I hear Pete Nice, I think of Eminem is a baby of this guy. Because of the way Pete Nice is flowing on this, it's like hard to not hear Eminem. Of course, Eminem took it to another direction, but it's always an influence. They don't forget what hip hop is really all about. Like, they serve the art form and the culture, and that's why they're so accepted. When you're so true to it, and it shows right here. His whole verse is basically just talking about how white society doesn't accept black culture or try to reject it, even though they really love it, but try to front on it, quote unquote. Try to give it shade and shit. Hate is the biggest form of flattery. It really is. It's so close to the extreme of love. It's a thin line. Gas face is basically like, in today's world, Charlemagne giving niggas donkey of the day. Beat is like that old school cinematic type of feel. Um, Seemed like they were trying to get this on maybe a movie soundtrack. It's DefJam, so they were the king of those plays. It's all right. He's being off his like cool breeze and shit. It seems like it's just a black dude in there. He just happened to have that white skin. Kind of cool on this. It's not really my favorite type of vibe, and the lyrics don't really connect with me the same way.
Discretions before a microphone. Hard man is good fun. The principles of friction.
Now, when you tap into a beat like this is hip hop ass shit. This is the urgency. This is the shit I'm talking about. I love beats like this. This feels like a Dr. Dre type of beat back from the DLC. No one does it better. It's a beat on it. It's just like they did a style on here that is getting played out by the time they're doing it, because this is 89. Trust me, I done heard some early albums, so I know this is Run DMC who do this. This is fucking Public Enemy who do this. This is any and everybody that has come out after those guys have done this style.
Knowledge in the court, serving what it's all around. The light goes up, my mic goes up, the silence is now sound. Hearing and fearing, the momentum of the stutter step, shove to the left, because the brother slept.
Yeah, this beat is more tailor-made to Search's like sweet spot. When he get those hard hitting joints, it seems like he just bring it. He gets to a different level. And it's all intelligence, you know what I mean? He not a filthy rapper. He not saying the craziest shit, but it sound y'all hard. It sound like, you believe him. Beat is dope. You can't deny that. It's a lot of things going on. Very jazzy. Got some Roy Ayers influence in it.
Are sleeping. You do not want to believe. You are sleeping.
So this has a slight rock influence in it with the electric guitar, the way it's being played. It's definitely still got tribal congos and drum patterns in it. It's a song that grows on you as you listen to it, for sure, because you start to hear what they're talking about. And they're very knowledgeable brothers. They're talking about, not being woke and trying to open you up to new things. Like I say, this is another group that's putting new terms and new things to talk about into hip hop.
What's up, man? Hello. I don't know where the fuck my ride is, man. My Avenue trying to find the ride. I don't know where the fuck I am. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
The skits on here are really good, though. They're really like, they connect with you. They're points that you can relate to. Actually a pretty cool beat, and the beat even grows on you as you listen to this one also. And then I'm getting this group now. Pete Nice, he let Pete Nice just go crazy in any direction he want to go on the beat. And then MC Search just kind of is like the daddy. He said, all right, I'm going to come rein everything in and give this song a direction and really do the title. It's a switch in it that creates an atmosphere that you don't expect. Sam Seva, I guess he's the one responsible for a lot of this. So let's give it up for him. I know y'all niggas is a product of y'all environment. Shit, I know that for a goddamn fact. Cause ain't no way you got a flow like that coming from anywhere but Queens and goddamn 88. The dopest part about them is their truth, man. They being so truthful on their records, and that's what makes them translate. And I'm sure that made this album go gold, man. You know, they just being so honest, whether you believe them or not. That's all on you. It's like it remind me of that fucking movie, fucking Malibu's Most Wanted. This nigga was trying to tell them, this is how I really live, nigga. This is my life. And his father couldn't believe him. He was like, no, stop this shit. He's like, act like how we act. He like, dog, I can't. It's like I'm trying, but I can't.
Tante, what are we doing in the desert? Oi, they we're lost. The food is all gone, and boy, is it hot. I haven't passed water in 4 days, and I'm dying of thirst.
It is so dope. They played around with it though. They just fucked around with it. But it's a very dope beat. It got that uptown, upbeat, jazzy shit that I really connect with. They should have gave this shit to Gangstar so they can just murk that joint.
Some kind of trick answer?
Dedicated to my man, Pete Cactus. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God!
He's literally just doing a whole Louis Armstrong impression, the whole song, and fucking around and rapping, but being, you know, free with it. It's something about it that I actually really like. I mean, MC Search is that type of person. You know, he kind of just flexing his soul. He's like, yo, I'm just a soulful ass motherfucker.
Brooklyn, real cool. Cause Brooklyn's cool. Friday during the last day of school.
Kill me. They got these doggone like De La Soul, you know, Tribe Called Questy type of beats. It just kind of always surprised me to hear this from them because they'll be trying to figure out like what their identity is, but they are from Queens and they just a jumble. They're in the middle of all that dopeness, so you never really know what angle of it you gonna get. Oh, okay. MC Search, I think you just got away with a clean nigga in '89 right here, the clean one. The way you said it, you just understood it. You got it. That's a clean one, dog. Can't nobody hate on you for that one. Really dope beats. And it's taste wise where you at if you gonna feel the direction that they went with it. I'm on the fence. You know, they really sometime me with me. Really, you could just clear the paint and let MC Search fucking dominate.
You can help it. Bring him back alive.
If I mention a third baseman's name, who did I say is playing third?
Third set, Prime Minister.
If I mention a third baseman's name, who did I say is playing third?
Third base one was just, that was a instrumental. They threw 2 records that be kind of quick. They got a lot of skits on here that's literally just seconds, you know, and so like 7 of these records is skits. Nah, it's the same rhymes. It's the same rhymes, just a different beat. Album concept and theme, it's called The Cactus. I think they're really, you know, trying to be very deep with this and you know, saying that they're sharp and they stand strong and they're a pillar, you know, they're a part of the earth. And I think it's something deeper on their meaning with that. And by hearing some of the records, some of their lyrics on records here, you can see that direction. It's definitely interesting. It's a lot of knowledge you can get on here from these brothers. I actually go with an 8 because I think it is themed pretty well, and the music is cohesive with that. MC Search it's really his album. He's the one who kind of keeps the theme all intact, I feel like. So he's a lot of the controller of this album. Artwork kind of got a psychedelic feel to me a little bit. It's just my man being OG smoking a cigar with his other man with the cut in the back, so it's got some hip hop elements to it for sure. It's fly, it's cool. We're gonna go with a 7. Production was actually really good. I feel like some of the production was higher than they were able to match some of it. You know, DefJam loaded up on them. They brought their bomb squad in and was giving them some kick. There was some interesting canvases on here for sure. And mostly everything sounded good. It was a couple records that was a little low, and I wished it would have been mixed better. You know, but for the most part, definitely interesting choices, definitely heavy kicks and moments to be had throughout this album. Creativity, they were very creative with bringing in these skits. I don't think they deserved whole song, you know, whole tracks, but definitely creative. Those, I really liked all of them. It kept you kind of involved in the album. And MC Search, you know, he was one of the big pillars, and I feel like even with Pete Nice, he brought in some things that influenced a lot of big artists, even Eminem and people that we really love today. So they were creative in that aspect. Replay value is pretty low for me. It's not an album that I'm gonna be coming back to, but beat wise, it's definitely moments on here. If you're a creator, you're gonna hit some things on here that will influence you. I plucked the beat off here that I want to you know, spit to. Impact to the culture and the game, I think it's pretty high on a it's above average, we'll say that, because it definitely had canvases that push you towards where you want to go. It definitely have canvases that is reminiscent of even the past before your favorite things. They did a good job of picking certain vibes to bring in on these guys to give them a sound. And also themselves, you know, them producing things that they really like and grew up on themselves. And they got the blessing from a lot of the, you know, people in the game doing things. I think it influenced a lot of people. Lyrics, all hail to MC Search, man. He's the one who held that lyric bar to the highest level, I feel like, in my opinion. And I'm sure he's got sons out here also. We're gonna go with an 8. So the album scored a 48. Which, you know, is an album that's got to grow on you on my list here. You know, and that's just base level. Obviously, it could go higher, and I'm sure it's higher rated in other people's book. But base level for me, it's got to grow on me for sure, because it's like, you know, it's canvases on here that's very strong, dog. It's like it should be higher of an album. It's just, you know, on their takes on certain records, taste wise it didn't deliver, but on some they housed it. It's a C plus. Shout out to Third Base, shout out to MC Search, shout out to Pete Nice, shout out to DJ Richie Rich, shout out to Prince Paul, shout out to the Bomb Squad, Sam Sever, Hank and Keith Shockley, the whole crew. You know, that's it for me. I love you if don't nobody ever tell you something like that. I